Well, hello, Happy New Year, and I'm pleased to be here with two of our upper school students, Caleb and Lauren. Would you all introduce yourselves?
Yeah, so my name is Caleb Murray. I am a freshman over here at Trinity School, Durham, Chapel Hill, and I've been here since sixth grade.
Sixth grade, yeah, that's great. Thanks, Caleb. Thanks for joining us. Lauren?
I'm Lauren Gargis. I've been here since first grade, and yeah.
And you're a senior this
I'm
year.
a senior this year.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I wanted to talk to two of our upper schoolers. You all bookend the upper school. Caleb is a ninth grader and Lauren is a 12th grader. And particularly for families that might not be, it might be lower school and middle school, the upper school can be a little unfamiliar. And so I think it's just great to hear a little bit about the student life and the experience of what it's like. Caleb, you just recently, just this last year, went from being a Trinity middle schooler to upper schooler.
Yeah.
Talk to me about what that was like.
So the transition, I felt really comfortable going from eighth grade to ninth grade. The teachers were really welcoming and understanding, coming from like where you were, and so like people were like in all like different spots. Like they tried to like address it, and I felt like really comfortable coming into like the community from the upper school as well.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Lauren, it's been a while since you made that transition from middle school to upper school, but what do you remember?
It's very different to interact with people in a bunch of different grades, because in middle school you're only interacting with 7th and 8th graders. So especially on sports teams, like I was on the volleyball team, so I was interacting with seniors, juniors, sophomores, and it was very nice and refreshing to do that, and I felt very welcome, especially on the team.
Yeah. What about the kind of free time and flexibility that you have as an upper school student? Is that different than in middle school?
Yeah, compared to middle school, I feel like it's like a big jump going from like having one break in the day and like lunch, going from like having like a break, like multiple breaks, like sometimes like on Thursdays, and then having like a longer lunch too. I feel like it's like really nice and refreshing, getting like the break from like sitting down for like the like hour and 10 minutes in class as well.
Yeah, yeah. And Lauren, what's it like as a senior?
It's very nice. You get a lot of study halls if you plan your classes right, and you just get a lot of freedom in upper school. Like the teachers really trust you to like use your time wisely. So I think that's
And as a senior, you can leave the school early if you finish your last classes before the end of the school day, right?
Yeah, you just have to sign out, and as long as you come back for your classes, it's all fine. You can go out and get lunch with your friends or go out and coffee.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
That's great. So, Caleb, what classes are you taking this year?
So we have the mandatory health class, which was Coach Fitz, and then I'm taking college prep algebra 2, and then we have humanities classes with Miss Samanini, and then have physics with Mr. Thomas, and I think, and then Spanish with with Miss V.
That's great. And Lauren, how about you? What are the classes that you're taking?
So I'm taking almost all electives. I just have calculus. That's my only year-round class, and then I have biochemistry and phys, C.S. Lewis, which is a great class, and then I have a class called Augustine, which is where we go out and tutor younger kids at the Forest View Elementary School.
Yeah. I'd love to hear about some more. I think our parents would probably love to hear more about the Augustine Project at some point, but that's a service learning class. That's great. Well, Lauren, talk a little bit about your unique experience. You came to Trinity in first grade, and were here for all that time, and then things changed for you, right? Tell us your story.
Yeah, so I had been here since first grade, and I was planning to go all the way through high school and go off to college, but my mom, she got a job, which made us move to England. So I left after my sophomore year, did my junior year abroad, and then I wanted to come back to Trinity to finish out my senior year, to come back with all my friends and graduate with them. So my parents were very flexible, let me do that. And I really just...
Your mom kept her job in England, but
yes,
yeah.
She's still there. But I just really missed like the Trinity community, and it's just such a special place. you really get to connect with everyone in the grade so easily because you're so close to each other.
Yeah.
And the teachers here, they really, really care about you, which is not something you find everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
They genuinely want you to do well in their class, and they want you to succeed,
Yeah.
which is very special.
Yeah. Caleb, do you think about how do you think about the Trinity community, and what has that been like for you to be part of that?
Yeah, it's been very welcoming. Like what you said, like you're talking to just about everybody because you're such like a small place. Like, like you kind of like, well, you kind of like go with like the same people over and over, but then like over like time, you start like gradually like trying to meet new people just because like you're in the same small space,
Yeah.
trying to like do like some new things. So like you're trying to like meet new people and make new connections.
Right.
And I think that's like what's helped me a lot, just like getting different perspectives on like Trinity and like how like, it's treated other people. And I think that like overall like it's just been like a really good like place, especially for like everybody else and like people who've been here longer too.
Yeah, that's great. Lauren, I think you especially, when you leave somewhere and then you come back, you see it with fresh eyes, right?
Yeah, definitely. I didn't realize how, like, I've always heard, like, oh, it's such a special place, your teachers care about you, but I was like, I'm sure they care about you, like, everywhere you go. I'm sure it's kind of the same. But you really realize how different it is, how special it is once you go to, like, another school, like, even if it's Jordan or whatever. You don't have to go all the way to England to find that. It's very different to, like, find that.
So I'd love to hear you all talk a little bit about something you're passionate about. I know that you're both athletes. Maybe you could talk a little bit about that, Lauren. What do you tell us about what teams you're on?
Yeah, so I play volleyball and soccer. I've been on varsity team since 9th grade, which is great. You get to meet a lot of people from different grades that way, and you get to form really close connections with those people. Like, especially this year, I had a team of almost all seniors and 2 sophomores, and now all the seniors love those 2 sophomores with our whole hearts. It's great. We still like see them in the hall, give them hugs, talk about the season, talk about their lives, and it's just a really great place to find community.
Yeah, and that's part of that, being able to connect with people of different ages and grades that you were talking about earlier, how that happens. Caleb, I know that you're part of the Bouncing Bulldogs. You've got a family tradition there. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I've been a part of the Bouncing Bulldogs since 5th grade, and they are a competitive jump rope team, and we travel all around the world, and we do different like community shows. We just put on do performances for people like around the community, and we do like a bunch of different competitions all around the world. And so I started that in 5th grade, and then going up to 6th grade, I decided to do basketball, and so I did that for 6th and 7th grade, and then realized that I enjoyed jump rope more, and the schedules were really conflicting. So I decided to drop the basketball and just kept doing jump rope, and I'm still doing that.
Yeah. We should have brought a jump rope in here. I don't think we could do it in the office, but let folks see you do your thing. Did you just go up to the Apollo Theater?
Yes,
tell us about that?
Yeah, so we had a competition up in the Apollo Theater this past weekend or so, and we took about 50 people, and we went and competed against people from New York and from Japan and France and all that stuff. Yeah.
And there are a number of Trinity students that participate in the Bouncing Bulldogs, right?
From lower school, middle, and upper school. So
Yeah.
you have a wide range of people going to jump ropes.
That's great. And you all did a demonstration not too long ago, in the fall. Yeah, that's great. So, well, do you all have any parting words of wisdom or insight for folks, especially thinking some of our middle schoolers and 8th graders who may be thinking about Trinity High School or going somewhere else, and anything that you thought about or that you've learned that you'd like to share with folks thinking about that?
So just making sure that you aren't too stressed about it, because I mean that's what, for personally me, I was just really stressed about going from middle to upper school, but going from the middle to upper school, it actually was more of a de-stress and more of a taking time to calm down, and then having this gradual increase of work, which isn't too bad compared to middle school, at least from my experience. So just make sure you're making connections with the teachers and let them know where you are and how you feel about it, so that they can help you through it.
That's great. So it was a step up, but it wasn't like
wasn't.
such a jump that it was stressful. Yeah, good.
Kind of like what Caleb said, like the academics do get harder, but the teachers, like, they make it easier. Like, they make it seem like it's not so difficult. It's not like this huge thing that you have to conquer.
Yeah.
It's just like one little step at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone has said that one of the secrets of academic success is high expectations and strong support. And that's what we're going for. And I think that's what you feel from the upper school experience and the teachers. And Well, thank you for talking with me today. We're so glad that you're part of the Trinity community, both of you. And thanks for your leadership and all you contribute. And go Lions, non-Nobies.